MMA Digest here with Mike Dolce. So Mike, what's a food that a lot of fighters don't incorporate into their diet that they should? You feel they should?
A lot of grains, unfortunately. A lot of fighters, they avoid carbohydrates, especially as they get closer to weight cutting and competition.
Right.
Because carbohydrates tend to attract water.
Yes.
But we need carbohydrates in order to function. So
Sure.
This is really the wrong way to go about it. Athletes are so focused on the scale, they forget about the health and performance of what it takes to really be successful inside the octagon. Carbohydrates are one of the key elements that I include in all my diet programs.
And what would you say is your breakfast of champions? What should people eat in the morning?
Breakfast of champions is my breakfast bowl. That's oats or buckwheat as the base. Buckwheat if you're gluten sensitive or gluten-free lifestyle. I prefer the oats, which really has a very, very low gluten issue. Oats with fresh fruits, blueberries, strawberries are absolutely amazing. Some sort of nut butter, almond butter is delicious. Chia seeds and hemp seeds we put in there for the essential fats and the protein. You can actually add a little bit of a hemp oil in there. Slice up some banana, coconut flakes, a little sprinkle of cinnamon, a little agave or honey if you really want that extra sugar, which I tend to avoid. I mean, it's amazing. It's like Chael Sonnen calls it dessert for breakfast. That's what it tastes like.
So if fighters are interested in like eating sugary foods, but you don't want them to eat that, you would suggest something like agave or honey. Is that a good alternative?
Absolutely. Like agave or honey they're great natural sweeteners, but even past that, I go to fresh fruits. When I'm really craving sugar, I go to red grapes, and I actually freeze them, which is a great tip for people at home. Take red grapes, wash them completely, put them in little baggies, freeze them in your freezer. You want ice cream at night when you get that post-dinner crave? Take out some of those red grapes. They're delicious. For the kids, and that's a great snack for the kids. It seems like little treats. Get them off all that processed sugar, all that garbage.
And who's the most disciplined fighter you've ever worked with?
The most disciplined, I'd say Vitor Belfort and Nick Lentz. Those are two guys I don't have to worry about them. If this is the meal plan, this is the training schedule, this is what they have to do, that's what they do. So I know exactly what they're eating at what time of day. I'll call them 3 weeks later and say, what are you doing? They say, I'm eating, I'm cooking. I know exactly what they're doing. And that's, you can actually see in their performances and physically the way they look.
And what's the hardest weight cut you ever had to do with a fighter?
One of the most impressive weight cuts I like to talk about is when I worked with Dwayne Bang Ludwig. He received a short notice fight to fight Jim Miller back in 2010. On 13 days notice, he was 198 pounds to fight at 155. So Dwayne and I got him down to 156. That was 42 pounds in 13 days.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, Dwayne is a stud. I love the guy.
Now you were on Tough 7. What did you learn from that experience?
Tough 7, I learned that I'm a much better coach than the athlete. I got onto the show as an athlete with a first-round knockout, but I wound up cornering every single other athlete on my team, and also Matt Brown and Dante Rivera on the other team, and became one of Quinton's honorary coaches for that season, and continued on in a full-time position as his coach. So, you know, I got on the show as an athlete, but I certainly left as a full-time coach with, you know, jobs with every guy on the team.
And is that when you really pursued being like a dietitian to people as well, or no?
No, actually, I was a full-time strength coach and diet coach back going into the 90s as a high school and college wrestler. It's really when I was working with elite athletes. I was hired by Team Quest North, Randy Couture's gym, in 2004 as a head strength coach for the team. I had never had a professional fight in my life at that point. I only started fighting as a way to be a better coach and to make some extra money, because I was pretty good at it. I did rather well. But I was always a coach first and foremost, and I remain to be so to this day.
Anything you'd like to say to the fans out there? Any message you'd like to get out to them?
Yeah, no, man, I love the fans. I'm just as much a fan as everybody else. So I'm just blessed that I'm happy to be in the sport and able to, you know, earn a living and take care of my family by being involved and around the sport. But I don't know if you'll meet a bigger fan than me. I mean, I'm just as, you know, excited about these events, you know, as everybody else is, and you know, I just appreciate being involved.
Very cool. Thanks a lot for your time.
My pleasure.